Okay guys, so crypto and Bitcoin is literally right now about to break, and you're gonna hate me for saying this, but we do only have 6 hours left. And yes, this is not actually a drill this time. We really have 6 hours left until something might actually really pump Bitcoin, or maybe what's happening right now is a buy the rumor, sell the news event. So let's discuss exactly what is going on. I have my financial friend here, Crypto Moses. We're going to discuss what is going on right now. First of all, looking at the Bitcoin chart, we can see with the bull flag, guys, exactly the trade that we've talked about, right? We have just broken the resistance at the top. You can see very clearly the resistance has been broken at 68,300. Now could be your opportune moment to get a long position, either if we come down to retest the resistance or if we continue up from where we are right now. Remember, we could also lose this resistance if in 6 hours we do get bad news, because it might be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. So if you do get in a long position here, you want to have stop losses. You want to make sure you don't get absolutely wrecked in the trade, and potentially we could have a cascading effect if the news is bad. So there are two trades at play here. So make sure you use your stop losses and your risk management in case either one happens so you can profit from it. Of course, we've been making some awesome trades here on the channel. We have 2,500% gain in our Solana trade, and our very recent Ethereum trade is up very nicely already, over 133% gain, $25,000 in this trade. My real target for this in the short term is 3,500, and then of course if we can break that, $4,000, because the Ethereum ETF is bullish, and this pullback is exactly what happened with the Bitcoin ETF. So we just did exactly the same thing. We shorted it on the way down, we longed it on the way up. So if you guys do want to stay up to date with what I'm doing in the market, I do provide everything in my Patreon. The link is down there in the description. And guys, just this morning, we got a 20x. I posted about a pump fun launch that was happening, and we got a 20x, and then even on the pullback here we actually would have got a 3x from there, and right now it sits at a market cap of just over $1.1 million. Now I'm not telling you to go out and buy this coin right now, but $1.1 million, and it was first posted in the Patreon at 20k, around a $20,000 market cap, all the way up to about $80,000. That's how pump fun works. So absolutely massive gains here for both meme coins and for our trades. You can see this was the long position that I started over on BTCC at $3,141, and we can see $3,300. So we caught pretty much the bottom there. So all of the links to my Patreon and the exchanges that I use are down there in the description. All the exchanges I use are not KYC, no VPN, so anyone, anywhere in the world can trade. So let's discuss it. What is happening in 6 hours? Right now, over 500 million people worldwide are waiting for Donald Trump's big announcement at the Bitcoin conference. We have quite a long line right now outside the Bitcoin conference. If this would load, maybe we can see it, but there is a line all the way out of the Bitcoin Nashville conference. I can't find it right now. So there are so many people in person waiting for this announcement and online. Hopefully I am going to be able to go live and stream this directly on this channel while it's being announced. So smash the subscribe button and turn on the notifications if you do want to see that. But I'm not sure exactly what he might be announcing, but there does seem to be a massive amount of people considering this Bitcoin chart that think it's going to be bullish. We also can see from the liquidation chart, the liquidation heat map, that most of the market right now is long. Remember, when the majority of the market is one way, it doesn't always work out that way, because all of these guys would make money. Now, I want to ask my friend Sam here what he thinks Donald Trump might be announcing, because he understands US politics a little bit better than me.
Yeah, so I feel like there are a couple different options. Obviously, what everyone's waiting for is for him to announce a strategic reserve, kind of like what RFK Jr. has been saying, that he was going to buy a certain amount of Bitcoin every single day. RFK said 550 Bitcoin a day until they hit 4 million Bitcoin, which is more than everything that's on the market right now, every single exchange, but that's over the next 20 years. 550 a day for 20 years is exactly that $4 million mark. Or 4 million Bitcoin mark. So a lot of people are thinking maybe he does something like that. Maybe he gets even more aggressive with it. We haven't heard any like numbers behind it. What he's thinking, those are just the rumors. At this point, from talking to other people as well, most people here don't think that that's what's going to happen. That'd be great, But I don't think you want to come into this with those expectations because that's unprecedented. But I think what we'll see is he will talk about Bitcoin. Obviously, he's going to talk his book, right? He's going to talk to his audience. And I think he'll say something about how, what he said before, like we need to bring miners back into America. We need to make sure that we have tax law that's beneficial. We need to make sure that we make it easy for businesses and Bitcoiners to do business. And I believe in self-custody and that kind of stuff. And then he'll do the normal stuff that he talks about. But I obviously he's going to bring up crypto because I think he's a decent business person, right? Without getting like people all pissed off in the comments, like he's worth a couple $2 billion. He obviously knows how to talk to the people that are here for one thing. So I'd expect that be ecstatic if there is a reserve currency piece of news. I wouldn't be surprised either if Bitcoin's price fell. Like we were talking before this, like there's been very little noise since yesterday when the conference closed. So everyone's just waiting for this one catalyst today. And then if there's nothing said, like what happens? What's the next catalyst? Okay, continuous Bitcoin buys from the ETFs. How does the general market perform? Rate cuts. Some people are talking about rate cuts now before September because it might be too long to wait till the next rate cut meeting, which is in September. So maybe it has to happen before then, an emergency meeting. And then, the market did go down significantly the other day. The traditional market's 3.5% a day. So maybe that opens the door to them saying, well, we need to protect the stock market as well. So we can lower rates. Companies are obviously being hurt. That's what they're going to say about this higher interest rate environment. So emergency meeting. But I think we have to look at what are the next catalysts, because a lot of the time when there is something that everyone's waiting for, if it doesn't happen, or even sometimes if it does, we still are like, okay, why are we going to pump now? Like, what's the thing that's going to push us up? And we just hit 69K. So that's the highest point that we've been in a few weeks. And keep in mind, we were at 53.5. So we've gone up, 20%, 30% now. So, I mean, it's been an incredible last 3 weeks. So I'd be happy. I did close a couple smaller long positions. I have some that I've kept on for a very long time, but then I did close some of my smaller positions because I thought, okay, I'm taking a little profit off the table. I'm happy with that profit. It was up significantly, 100% or so. So I'm just gonna let the long ones ride that have been there for a while and take a little bit off the board, take some gains.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. I appreciate your insights. I do think that given the technicals, right, if we take out what's happening with the announcement, unless something actually groundbreaking that we're not expecting is said, then I do think, according to the technicals, we probably will have some downside action from here because everyone's expecting something. So they're already pricing in all of the speculation that Sam just said. So unless it's something even better than that, will most likely either go sideways for a little bit, if not down. Now, during the actual speech itself, we may have some crazy volatility, but if we do look at the technicals on the market, we can see, like I said, the majority of the market is currently long. That's normally bad signs, right? When the market is majority long and not many shorts, it's more likely that we go against the market to make money, right? And then, of course, we have our bull flag here, which is more often than not a bullish signal, but we could still have some more downside action from here, considering the news, right? Because we have had this upward action because of the speculation around this news. Now, if we also look at our chart of all of our resistance and support, you can see we're right on the $69,000 region, which again is a very strong support, both because of the number 69, of course, Elon Musk and all of the jokes around that. And it was a huge resistance before because it's the old all-time high from the last bull run. Okay, guys? So, of course, right now is going to be a very strong moment, and the technicals are more likely to have more of a correction and then up. As you can see, we do higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, another higher low before another higher high. So in a still an uptrend, we could still have a pullback. So be prepared for that. If you are trading in this market, like I said, make sure you're using your stop losses. Make sure you're being safe in this market. We have been absolutely printing money here on the channel, which is awesome. Hopefully you guys have been making the best of this, but make sure you use stop losses. You can see I have stop losses in here. So even if the market does turn, I don't lose money. And because these are short-term plays, it means I can take profits from them, and then I can actually feel unemotional about my long-term plays. Now, Moses, my friend here, is also coming to the event today, and I want to hear also another American. So what do you reckon is going to happen? Do you think it's going to be up or down?
I really like the way Sam broke that down. Do not have a high expectation and then price that into your decision making. Instead, just look at the facts and think about the situation. The best way to break down what's happening today is everybody has been meticulously just waiting for Mr. Trump to say some crazy news that's going to skyrocket. And that is everyone's hope. That's my hope. I'm a bull at heart, right? We want the bags to pump, but at the end of the day, you do not live by that expectation and use stop losses. Just like Conor said, if you don't have stop losses and a strategy set in play, you will get wrecked and you will hate the market and lose these opportunities that are available. Now, what could occur today? There is a probability that it could continue going up. As we can see in the charts, that resistance of 69 is very, very, very difficult for them to get past. And the minute it does occur, we could see that next 70, 72, 74. The hope for me today is that Trump has some positive news that would give that market that boost. And with a boost like this, liquidity starts entering the altcoins, and liquidity then enters the meme tokens. We've got chances for 10, 100, or 1,000 X's consistently coming. My best recommendation, have your stop losses prepared and have your trajectory and plan made as you're entering and exiting the market right now. Do not let the news be the relying factor on what you're going to decide today. Do not let your positivity hope of Mr. Trump shooting it up there be your decision making, but instead have your long-term bag sitting there without the emotional risk of stressing about what happens today. If we do go down and the market takes a dive because there wasn't a big catalyst, like Sam said, that's okay. Just be patient and keep dollar cost averaging in, because as we know right now, many politicians, many big banks, and many countries are entering Bitcoin through these ETF systems that are happening everywhere. And if that continues, that could be the long-term catalyst, as Mr. Michael Saylor said yesterday, that continues to get Bitcoin to move up and up and up. And remember, the higher the Bitcoin moves, the higher the tokens, altcoins, and meme tokens liquidity start entering the market. One more thing I want to say is currently right now, if you guys think about it, and we think about the general sentiment of what's happening, there is an entire new industry through crypto that is, in a sense, hurting the stock market. So that could also be something that impacts what occurs here soon with what politicians say and how they go about using that information to their advantage. Trump's goal today is to talk to the Bitcoin audience. He's going to say things, I believe, that would be positive towards the market, because if he doesn't, that would also impact views. And that's why I say don't let that be the price decision on how you buy today, but instead let that be the decision on how you make your long-term purchasing for Bitcoin or Ethereum and whatever you want to do in the market. It's going to be a beautiful day. Make sure you guys are watching. We're going to do our best to get the live. It's going to be beautiful, and you get this. You don't want to miss out what other people are missing on worldwide.
All right, as you can hear, Moses has a pretty keen insight into the markets, a little bit different to me. So if you want to check out his channel, I will leave a link to it down there in the description. Remember, guys, if you want to get the next 20x like we just got in the Patreon today, there's a link down there to Patreon. And also, if you want to catch the next leverage trades, sign up to the exchanges that I use, as you don't need to provide any KYC or personal details. And I'll see you guys, hopefully live, if we can get a good shot. But we are planning to. That is very much the plan. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Peace.